What If Deku Had Kurama, Part 8. So this is the final for it, unless you guys really want an epilogue. But yes, this is the final for What If Deku Had Kurama, Part 8, the finale. So, to get right in, Bakugo just became the successor of All for One. And right at this moment, the heroes break in with Deku there, staring at Bakugo with Tomura killed, and All for One standing there like, who says, "Good Bakugo, you are now my successor." And that's when Deku just looks at him like, "Bakugo, why? You are my brother. You've become the very thing you swore to destroy. Why?" As Deku just starts twitching, as Kurama's full potential breaks loose and engulfs him into a red haze of chakra, as Deku just takes out a massive scream. Deku has absolute hatred right now. He doesn't fully hate Bakugo, but he thinks that he just did this for power. And Deku is Deku's like, "You're supposed to become a hero. Just because I'm gorgeous doesn't mean you should join because I'm more powerful than you. All you've wanted is fame and fortune, and now that's evident. You should have told me a long time, Bakugo. Thought of you as a brother to me." As Bakugo's like, well, you were wrong. As Bakugo steps back and lets All for One take on Deku, full potential Kurama, which Deku is slowly gaining his control back. And I'd say he has 75% control right now. But if he's going for a really big powered attack, Kurama's going to take over. As Kurama's running on pure hatred right now. He feels betrayal, basically. So All for One charges at Deku, and they each connect fists. And All for One just keeps doing this. And that's when Deku does a Rasengan. And he does a Rasengan breaking All for One's mask. And that's when Deku puts his hands onto the ground and makes Makutan, which is wood, which is wood, by the way. He tries to enclose All for One, only for it to get burned. And that's when All for One sends a massive amount of fire at Deku, only for Deku to use wind-style wind bullets right at it, destroying it. I know it'd be it'd fuel it, but I'm just gonna say. And then Deku puts in a Rasengan and a Chidori into one, forming his combo attack. And that's when Deku pulls his hand behind his head and just fires it right at him, basically putting a massive hole through his stomach that can't get regenerated. It's trying, but it's ultimately failing. And that's when All for One passes an orb to Bakugo, as Bakugo puts it to his chest and consumes the orb, basically giving him All for One. That's when Bakugo's like, "Yes, I feel power, more powerful than you'll ever be, Deku," as he sends massive electric currents right at Deku, only for him to do he does a Super Rasengan, firing at it. And I'm just going to give Deku on the Uchiha brand thing, Fireball Jutsu, as he sends a massive fireball right at Bakugo. But Bakugo just blocks this and sends at Deku, and they just keep either blocking each other's attacks, but they're not landing anything. They just keep blocking attacks until Deku backflips onto a hillside, while Bakugo is just looking at him as a river of lava is oozing down from him using a magma quirk, and he's standing on a rock, and Deku's like, "It's over, Bakugo. I have the high ground." And Bakugo's like, "You underestimate my power. Don't try it," Deku screamed. as Bakugo tried to jump over Deku, only for Deku to put his hands in chakra and slice off all of his limbs, as Bakugo is seen on the hillside looking straight at Deku. And Deku's like, "You're supposed to destroy the villains, not join them. I thought of you as a brother, Bakugo. I loved you." Not really, though, as Bakugo starts to catch on fire and he's like, "I hate you." And as the last act of Bakugo, he sends a portal right under Deku. Deku falls in. All of the heroes watch as Deku slowly fades into the portal, and he says, "Goodbye, everybody. Remember my legacy," as he slowly falls down into the portal. And everyone's kind of crying, especially the Deku squad, which was every single girl in his class, his harem, basically. And they were all, like, crying, like they never got to do anything with him. So what they built is a statue in the middle of the destroyed city, where they built around it a statue of Deku smiling, just waving off. They say he may be dead, but he may not be. We'll never know. The legend of Izuku Midoriya, the Baiju hero. And now we're in Izuku's perspective. When he was in the portal, he just randomly dropped out of the portal, and he's looking around and like, where am I? And that's when he sees this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Izuku has, like, yellow hair, so he has whiskers and yellow hair, basically. I just never really mentioned that. And where he ends up is somewhere he'd never think he'd be. He sees a guy that looks relatively like him with yellow hair, and he's like, "Hello." And the guy's like, "Who are you and where did you come from?" He's like, "I don't know. People call me Izuku Midoriya, but my real name's Izuku Uzumaki. Well, I kind of got put through a portal when I was born. That's all I really remember." And that's when this guy runs over to him and hugs him, and he's like, "Izuku, I can't believe it. Finally found you." And Izuku's like, "Huh? Who are you?" It's like, "I'm your father, Minato, the Hokage." It's like, "So I really am back in my home universe." As Deku's just, like, smiling. And Minato's like, "Wait, where have you been?" And he's like, "Oh, I was in another universe as a hero. It was pretty fun. But I'm glad to be back with my father." As Deku is with his father. And I'm going to say that the exams to become Jonin or whatever, or Genin or ninja things or whatever, is coming up. And since Izuku's only like 14 and he has massive chakra pulls, Minato decides to train him in stuff that Kurama has not already done. And so Deku passes that and ends up becoming the greatest Hokage. The greatest Hokage ever, hero, whatever you want to call it. He grows up to become that beats the fourth ninja war or whatever. And yeah, hope you guys did like this. Not really much I could say. I could say he also landed a spot as Hinata's husband. I could say that or whatever. And yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. And by the way, Bakugo did die. So All for One is no more. And that leaves One for All to continue the legacy. So, hope you guys did enjoy this video and this What If. I surely enjoyed it. And to the person, I think it was BB Beyond, he said, "Disappointing." I commented, "Thank you." And he said, "Okay, I'll change it don't really know what he said by that, but I thank you for that compliment. I just wish you could have told me what I did wrong. Oh yeah, and also please tell me, what if Deku had Saitama's powers? What if Deku had Saitama's powers? A half and half quirk, either wind and earth, ice and fire, or light and dark. Or you can have Bill Cipher's powers. See ya, guys. Bye.